Hello and welcome to Sestra-Tainment. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to
Everything entertainment.
So on that note, sis, you are going first this week. So what do you have?
So I watched a movie that is equivalent to like How High or what is the other movie? Half Baked.
Okay.
It is called Pizza Movie.
Okay. Sounds interesting. All right.
It is funny. All right. So you can find it on Hulu. It's called Pizza Movie. So what it is these two college kids that are roommates. They're both totally different. One is like there for school, and one is like, bro, I'm doing school, but this is going to be the time of my life.
Okay.
Like he was the mascot. Like when they show him, he's coming up dancing. He's going to people and doing like this, and they're just like, get out of my face. And he's like, and then starts dancing over to somebody else. So that is just funny. He's like, I can rule the school if they would just let me. Yeah. Oh man. But let me go over with what's going on with them. Basically, they end up finding a tin that says mint, but it's not mint. It actually ends up being drugs. They decide to take the drugs, and the whole movie is them trying to get downstairs to get pizza.
Okay. So they knew that they were taking drugs and not mints?
Yeah, they saw it.
After they took the mint.
When they see the mint, they're like, what is this? Where'd this come from? It was a whole thing that happened with that.
Okay.
But they see it's like it looks like a sweet tart with an exploding head on it.
Okay.
They Google it and only one video pops up and they're like, that's strange. Like Google was all completely white and then just one video that popped up. And they were like, okay. They look at the video. They get through part of the video, like halfway.
Okay.
And they're just like, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's take this. But now one of them is like, no, I don't feel like taking drugs. The other one's like, yeah, you're going to do it. No. Yeah. So it's back and forth. And then finally he gets the one to go ahead and do it. Now, let me tell you who the cast is. So you like Stranger Things, then you're going to love this. You have Gaten Matarazzo on here. He plays Jack, who is the kid who's like, I can rule the school. He's the one that's dancing around, doing his thing. You also have Sean, I guess it's Giambrone, who plays Montgomery, who is his roommate, who is like very much put together, like the movie starts with him with cargo shorts on and like sweater vest type thing on. Well, he's going to the laundromat. Yeah. Anyway, you also have Lulu Wilson, who plays Lizzie. You have Jack Martin, who plays Blake. And Blake is actually the RA for the college, for the dorms. So he is very militant. When I say very militant, he walks around with like a binder and he's creepy. Like they filmed him with like the light is shining either like directly in his face and he looks weird, or else the light is shining down on him. So like all of this is all dark while he's talking. That is like, and he just creeps me out. You also have Peyton Elizabeth Lee, who plays Ashley, who she's kind of like in and out of it, but she has a band and the band does an amazing job at the end. They're garbage before, but yeah. You also have, if you have watched, what is it? It's mixed-ish, Blackish, and I can't remember the other one, but this is Marcus Scribner, who plays Logan on here. Now he's the son on Blackish. He is the oldest son on Blackish. You have Caleb Heron, who plays Sydney. Sydney is hilarious in this because they're so militant. He's trying to be an RA. So they're so militant about it. So Blake says something and they're like, yes, sir. He said, oh, no, I messed that up. Man, you didn't tell me we had to say like, yes, sir. You didn't tell me we had to do it like this way. So that whole thing is like hilarious. Let me see who else you have. Oh, you have Sarah Sherman, who is actually a cast member from SNL. She plays Frankie, and it's Frankie's Mints. So Frankie is the one who made the video that tells you and explains everything about it. So, so you get the two kids, total opposites. Now, Montgomery has a crush on Ashley, who has the weird folk band. He is just like, he's nervous to speak to her. He went to the laundromat to buy all of the quarters out of the machine. So then she has to ask him for money to start a conversation. But then his pockets open up and the money falls everywhere. He's like, I promise I'm not weird. It's like, bro, you just took all the money out. So anyway, but they are total opposites. The two roommates, total opposites. And everybody in the school hates Jack. Now, the reason why everybody in the school hates Jack is because Jack did something as the mascot to get all of the football team having to register as sex offenders.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a thing. So, and it actually comes up in the movie later on, like the guys in the football team, he was like, hey, you having a good time? All right, yeah, look, we can have some more drinks, but first I have to let you know that I am a registered sex offender. And then he's like, they keep going on about it. But they are bullied by the kid Logan, who ends up being the kid from Blackish, the oldest son from Blackish. So he just busts in their room. And when he busts in their room, he's like, hey, like, they're like, oh my God, like, you're going to beat us up again. We don't want to go through this. He's like, no, I'm not. Like, absolutely not. You know, I thought about everything. And then he just flips and he automatically beats them up. Well, not beats them up, but he farts in their face.
Oh, gosh.
Like,
this is a very juvenile show, it sounds like, or movie.
That's what I said. It's like it is literally like Half-Baked or How High.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that he farts, like the way that him and another kid fart in the two guys' faces is like, this is gay.
Mm.
Like they are sitting on their face.
Mm.
While they're laying down on the ground, they are easing down to their face and like nudging in. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I thought it, for me as a gay person, I see that as gay, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay. So, once all this commotion and everything happens with them, then that's when they find the mints. They look up everything that's happening, but they don't watch the whole video. They only watch part of the video.
Right.
And they've already taken the drugs. So then as they go to get the pizza, they're like, wait, what is happening? They end up waking up and they're in the shower and they're crying and holding each other. And they're like, how did we get in the shower? Oh my God. But it's this whole thing that ends up happening where they go on this massive trip. And there's different levels to the high. So it's like 6 levels. So the first level is entertain the baby or keep the baby happy.
Okay.
And if you don't keep the baby happy, then you go down this slide thing that looks like you're in intestines. And then it starts all over again. And then you have to go through all of these different things to try to make this baby sitting in an audience being held by a Venezuelan man named Juan. You have to make the baby happy. Yeah, it's all over the place, but it is kind of entertaining. Like it's stupid entertaining.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like my kind of movie.
No, it's not your kind of movie, but it is stupid entertainment. So
okay.
But yeah, so now they are going through this. They go back to the computer, look at the rest of the video, and it was like, yeah, if they're like, you won't have any issues as long as you eat pizza.
Which is why they're trying to get to the pizza.
They are trying their hardest to get to the pizza, but every time they step outside of their dorm room, another phase happens. So it's like, one is like, you can't say a curse word. Okay. And then they were like, all right, so if I can't say this, then I'll just make up a word. And he said like crumble sauce. And then his head explodes. And he was like, you can't say crumble sauce? And then his head explodes and it starts all over again.
Because so it's being used as a curse word. So it doesn't matter if it's an actual curse word or you're trying to say it as a curse word. Okay.
But they later on use catch you next Tuesday.
Okay.
As a slur so Montgomery can rewind the time because he's talking to Ashley.
Yeah.
He's like getting to know Ashley, and then he messes up, and then he's like, and then he starts as a cuss word, head explodes. Then they start all over. You see him like looking up stuff online. Then he's like, okay, now I know what to say to her. Goes back, keeps happening.
Like Groundhog Day too.
Yeah. It's like that. But then what he does is he was like, oh man, and then he says, catch you next Tuesday. And he was like, wait, what? Nothing happened. So then the other one's like, catch you next Tuesday? Catch you next Tuesday. Sorry. And they're telling her sorry, but they're just saying, catch you next Tuesday over and over and over again and be like, sorry, catch you next Tuesday. Sorry. Catch you next Tuesday. Catch you next Tuesday. Sorry.
Because it's not resetting anything.
It's not resetting. And they were like, so you can say catch you next Tuesday, but you can't say crumble sauce.
And then
it closed, and then it starts all over again.
So what about for the people who, like that woman, she's not going to remember it either because it's starting everything all over again?
Well, the whole thing is that they're on an acid trip, so it's not even that they.
Oh, it's not even really happening.
We don't know. We
don't know.
People watching, we don't know for sure because all we're seeing is this crazy stuff happen, but we don't know if they're like sitting there talking back and forth about this stuff. About like, yeah, if I see her, this is what I'm going to say. No, we can't say that. So it's just hilarious. Another one is what was this? No Bad Words.
Make the baby happy.
Make the baby happy. Another one is telling the truth. So you can't lie. There was another one that was super weird. I can't remember them all, but I know the very last one is your biggest fears come to life, and the chainsaw has to go up your rectum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait,
they're trying to eat pizza.
Huh? Okay, so it's the biggest fear and that.
Yeah. So your biggest fear shows up with the chainsaw.
Okay.
And then we'll stick the chainsaw up there.
So if my biggest fear is a snake, you're saying that a snake is going to show up with a chainsaw?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like one of the guys' biggest fear was the Rat King from the Nutcracker.
Okay. So that showed
and the
up.
Rat King shows up, and now he's on his toes. He's so like, if these are his legs, he's on his toes, and then he crosses his feet, and now he's just walking like this on his toes towards them with the chainsaw.
I can't.
It's stupidly funny. So it's not your thing, but it's somebody out there's thing because it's
obviously it was yours because it's hilarious.
I mean, I thought it was so dumb that it was funny. It was like Dumb and Dumber, and Dumber. Yeah. You watch it, it's like this is so stupid, but some of this stuff is hilarious.
It's funny. Got it.
It's funny. So that's what the movie was, and it was entertaining. It frustrates you because now you're thinking like to yourself, like they're at the pizza. Why aren't you eating the pizza? Why do you have to go back to your dorm room to eat the pizza? You have the pizza in your hand. Eat the pizza. There's also the delivery is from Snackbot 3000, which is one of those little
moving carts.
And it's just for the pizza. And it needs to know if the order was okay, if the order was good. It needs to be rated. So now it's like, Montgomery, was your order satisfying? So now the robot is trying to get to Montgomery to make sure that his order was satisfied. So you have two crazy things happening in the movie at all times. I'm here for it. It was entertaining.
Okay.
I was gardening at this time when I watched it, which is legal in the state of Virginia as long as you're in your home.
Wait, what?
I said I was gardening.
Oh, okay.
At this time, which is legal in the state of Virginia as long as you're in your home.
It was like, I literally know you're trying to create a garden, so I literally gardening.
Yeah,
so the other gardening. Wacky tobacco.
Yes.
Okay.
The devil's lettuce, as they call it.
Well, that probably changed everything.
That made it so much funny, especially the second time because I watched the movie twice.
You watched it twice?
I watched it twice.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well, it is an entertaining movie. It is a dumb, entertaining movie. So if you want something senseless, Put it on. Like you might have a bad day and just be like, you know what? I just want to watch something dumb just so I can get out of my head, just so I can, relax. And this is going to be that movie. It's funny. It's funny. You can garden all you want to while you're watching the movie, which makes it even better.
Gotcha. Garden all you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, if you want to check it out, it is on Hulu and it is called Pizza Movie.
Pizza Movie. All right. There we go. Okay.
I realize while we're doing this, I don't know where to look. Like, do I look at you? Do I look at the camera? Do I look at me? Where do I look?
You can look at for anybody who is paying attention, we are recording as we are creating. Yes. So if you're listening to this in audio and she broke the third wall, then you know kind of what's going on here. Yeah. But basically, you can look at the camera, you can look at me. I'm looking at you as we're going through it. So it doesn't matter. So all right. So on that note, I am going to talk about Scarpetta on Netflix.
Oh, so we are just going total opposites. I'm doing the dumbest movie.
Yeah. And I'm doing serious crime drama, dead bodies, serial killers.
Okay, I'm here for it. Let's go.
All right. So on that note, I will go over the cast. So the cast is Nicole Kidman as Scarpetta, Scarpetta. And then you actually have Rosie McEwen, and she plays young Scarpetta. So you have two different versions of Scarpetta. I'll explain that in a moment. You have Simon Baker as Benton Wesley, and he was in The Mentalist. If you ever watched the TV show The Mentalist, and he was in that. So you have Bobby Cannavale. I can't even get it out.
Yeah, I like him.
And everything.
He's that Italian guy in that movie.
Exactly. That's who he is. And then you have Jake Cannavale, I guess his son or somebody, but who plays the young.
Oh, that's smart.
Pete Marino. Yeah. So I don't know if it's his son. I didn't even look into that. So now I need to kind of check and see if he is his son or if he is. Yep. Bobby Cannavale. Yep. That's his dad. So I didn't even realize while I watched it that he was playing his dad. So but that was pretty cool. Then you have, Ariana DeBose, and she is playing Lucy Farinelli, and she is the daughter of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, in this?
Yes, in the show, who is Dorothy Scarpetta. So Jamie Lee Curtis, if you think of it this way, Jamie Lee Curtis and Nicole Kidman are sisters.
Okay.
Now, just as you would think, that's different, that Jamie Lee Curtis and Nicole Kidman would be sisters. That's their relationship in this show. They are complete opposites. And the interaction and exchange between the two of them, chef's kiss. It's a
Are they weird? Are they weird to
Nicole Kidman's character as a, basically like crime forensic scientist is very by the book, very straightforward, very, I am doing this. Jamie Lee Curtis's character, the past Dorothy, is played by Amanda Ragetti. She is party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Right. So she is for the streets. And so to the point that she leaves her daughter with Nicole Kidman, with Kay Scarpetta. So really, Lucy lives with Kay.
Okay.
And Dorothy is out and about doing her thing. So she comes in, she goes out. She comes in, she goes out. Like that's the thing. Now she's in. She's older. She's wiser. She's still a mess. Hot.
Okay.
Acting like what's his name from Pose when he got in her face.
Oh yeah.
Talking. So that's what I feel like. But anyway, so long story short, that is the cast. Now it is about a crime situation that took place. The one thing I'll say, let me go back. Scarpetta is based on Patricia Cornwell's books about Kay Scarpetta being the forensic scientist at MCV in Richmond, Virginia, and as well as in Charlottesville. So I read many of those books. really in real life. Like I loved Patricia Cornwell books when I was an avid reader. I'm not anymore, but I used to just read books. And it would be her, it would be Walter Mosley. I did a little bit of Toni Morrison, like all these different books. Oh, John Grisham and The Rainmaker and all those different kinds. Like I would just read books all the time. And so based on that, Patricia Cornwell's book and this being Scarpetta, I was like, I have to watch the series because maybe some of this stuff will sound familiar, but basically that's what it is. The whole case is in Virginia. And so it is about a serial killer who is killing various women, and they thought they got the right person, but now the crimes are starting again after I forgot how long of a break, and years and years. And so based on that, Kay is really nervous that did the forensics lie? Is there an issue with what it is that I did? Because I got promotions, I got recognized, I was on TV, like all these things from being able to find this. But if this isn't true and didn't happen, what does that mean? And are all my other cases going to now be scrutinized because of the fact that we put away the wrong person? And so long story short, it is so good. I loved it, but it also was so creepy that it made me feel weird being at home by myself.
Now, is this a show or a movie?
A show.
It's a show, right? Okay, yeah, I thought it was a show.
Yeah, it's a series. And so for just to put in perspective, so Jamie Lee Curtis is now dating Pete Moreno, so Bobby Cannavale's character. So the two of them are a couple. Then you have that Nicole Kidman and Simon Baker are a couple.
Okay.
So those are the two couples, but Nicole Kidman and Bobby work together. So Nicole asks Bobby, hey, we used to work together back in the day when we first did this case. Now that some similarities are coming up, come back in, work as a PI, because he was a cop. And I think he got fired as a cop. So then it became, okay, we'll come back and work as a PI. Now, another layer to all this is that, well, the sister is a little jealous and not really, I guess jealous, because she's like, you took everything, like you have my daughter, you have this, you have that, like, and now you're trying to take my man in regards to supporting your business, which you want to do. Y'all leaving Thanksgiving dinner early so that y'all can go look at dead bodies. Like everything's about what you want.
Yeah, the world revolves around her.
You, right, exactly. Where Kay is like, how can you even say that? Everything is about what you want because you go ballistic when things don't go in your way and in your favor. Like, because she's very like, boobs up and out and and like, like, oh, well, it's this and that. Well, I just don't understand why everybody isn't trying to be and she's just like, Kay's like, chick, like you are trying to draw so much attention to yourself. This is not about you. This is about a bigger picture. But her sister doesn't see it that way, so it's just like I said, the two of them together. One of them is them out at a gravesite. And I'm like, really? So anyway, and then you have Lucy's storyline too. Now this is really bizarre. So Lucy, who is Dorothy's daughter, Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter, with Ariana playing that role, she is just at a gravesite. That's where that like part of the story starts for Lucy. She's at a gravesite and she's talking to this, person who's died. I originally thought that was her mom, not realizing Jamie Lee Curtis was her mom.
So was it her dad?
Realizing, no, her wife died.
Oh, okay.
And so she's talking to, she's at her wife's grave and she's talking to her wife. Well, then you come home and her wife's on the computer screen. And I thought it was a screensaver until she starts talking to her. And the wife is answering her real time. So she's
Is that AI crap?
Yeah. So she is literally, she's literally a hacker and a genius in regards to technology. So she has created a simulation so that her boo can see what's on the screen, can answer questions, it's just back and forth dialogue. So she mainly stays in her room all day, comes out to get something to eat, and all she's doing is, hey babe, blah, 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 blah. She's talking to her. She's turning the screen so that as she's doing something else, she's sitting on the couch, she's talking, she's and it's like a conversation, which everybody is like, this is not healthy. So Kay feels like, you know what? It's what she has to do to get past, you know, what has happened. And it was very traumatic for her. And so, yes, do I agree with it? No, but it's what she needs for her to process, where Jamie Lee Curtis's character is like, hell to the no.
Yeah.
That should be happening. This is too weird. I don't like it. So one day Jamie Lee Curtis goes into the room because she's like in like I guess you have like the separate house from the main house kind of thing. And that's where the daughter is living. And so she goes in there looking for, I forgot if it was cigarettes or weed or something in her daughter's place. And so the wife is like, hey. And she was like, oh, hey, like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Next thing you know, she's smoking and laying on the couch and talking to the girl like it's her therapist. So she gets wrapped up into it and realizes like, it is kind of therapeutic and it is actually not that bad. And and Kay is like, wait, we're supposed to not be encouraging this, but not, I'm not trying to stop it, but I'm not trying to encourage it either. And now you and her are having conversations like what's going on. It's not helping the daughter to move forward, blah, blah, blah. So it's so many like little layers. So you have the Kay with her sister dynamic, Lucy with her wife who's passed away dynamic. Then you have Kay with Bobby dynamic, of her Pete, I guess is his name on there, but the two of them. And is there some kind of chemistry there? Which of course the sister might have total justification for feeling a little jealous. You have Kay's dynamic with her husband, because he's also with the FBI. So there are some instances that happen where she can't tell him what she's investigating, but he can't tell her what he's investigating when it comes to the same case. Do you know what I mean? Because it's because it would be her insider information things. But some weird things happen, like space. I mean, what is it like? What is it when people go up into space, like to the space station or whatever? But stuff like that falls from the sky. They have to investigate it, and then like of the bodies that are inside that, they're always showing dead bodies and completely naked dead bodies. And her going in and doing what she has to do, and people just sprawled out on tables. And then you have the whole creepy element of what is happening and how someone is basically stalking people to kill them, and then you're like, because like I said, after I was done watching it, I was like, is that person following me? And then like I open up the back door to let Chico go out and use the bathroom, and I'm like, I want to make sure nobody is back here trying to like surveillance the place, like, because it's that like dark and creepy kind of. But I really enjoyed it. So and that only lasted for a few days. But yeah, it's pretty good, and it's about, I don't know how many episodes. I didn't look into that, but it goes through a lot of different layers and challenges and stuff. But that's how Patricia Cornwell's books went. And the funny thing is that she even has a cameo in it. So
I have no idea what a lot of these writers look like.
Well, I'll tell you, the scene, if you ever watch it, is where Kay, as Nicole Kidman, is getting ready to get like an accommodation, and she has to go into this like courtroom area. And there's a lady who's like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and give you this and welcome Kay Scarpetta, congratulations or whatever. That woman is Patricia Cornwell. Okay. Looks like she's had a lot of face work done. I think she still might live in Charlottesville, but she writes things about like MCV, but on the show, it was like VMC or something like that. Like they
changed it around,
which is the local hospital. So they like changed the initials around, but it was pretty cool. And I always used to love the fact that she would talk about things in her books that were areas that I knew.
Yeah.
I really like that she went into that. And so, but no, I really liked it. So it is, again, Scarpetta, and it is on Netflix. Wait, or Prime. I can't remember which one it is. It's Prime. I said Netflix, but it's Prime. Sorry,
So,
the way
like,
it would look like a Netflix. If you look at the thing, it looked like a Netflix one. That's
oh
why
yeah, how it's written down there.
Yeah. All right.
So like I'm noticing that like a lot of things are starting to take place in Virginia now when it comes to movies and TV shows. Where when I was younger, I ain't never heard nothing about Virginia.
Yeah.
Only time I heard something about Virginia was like during the Civil War reenactment, something that they were doing a movie about. They had to march through to Petersburg to go and fight in some battle.
Or you would hear about things, and the only part of Virginia they would talk about is Quantico.
Yeah, Quantico.
Where they always talked about the military base in Virginia because it was so close. Langley, Quantico, all those kind of things they would talk about because that's like basically the DMV or Northern Virginia area that you would hear about, but not like Richmond, not even Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, like any of that. You just wouldn't, hear about. So,
and then they also don't like it's. You see how they make movies about different places, like making a movie about Virginia, they won't hear.
Oh, they recorded it somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that I ever heard that she was here. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's like, I wish they would make
recording it. But they could be in Charlottesville where,
maybe,
what's her name?
but they were probably in Ireland or something like that. Somewhere
I don't think so. I don't think for this. I don't think so. But no, it was really good. And as you were mentioning that, it reminded me that somebody said Danny Glover is in Virginia right now recording something. So he's doing a show right now in Virginia because people have had Danny Glover spottings in different places. So,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so there we go. I don't know what it is, but something that he has done where he was here. Yeah. So anywho, all right. So what do you have next, sis?
Okay, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it, and I watched Wicked for good.
Oh, the second part.
Yeah, I still fast forward through the songs. I think I listened to like half of one of the songs. And
okay. You didn't have to listen to Defying Gravity. You didn't like Defying Gravity?
No.
That's like the pinnacle song of Wicked. I'm defying gravity.
Yeah.
You see that? I'm defying gravity. Okay.
Yeah. The listeners could see my face right now. I'm not.
I know. The YouTubers can't see it, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
So it is the part 2 of Wicked, and it ties it up nice and pretty, a little bow-ish.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay.
But I know that the songs end up telling you like go with the actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the songs, if I didn't fast forward through it, I just muted it and then I could just read the captions, but I didn't have to hear them forcing words together. Yeah. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're kind of forced out. It's like, to me, a musical is just bad music writing, the bad songwriting.
Really? I'm gonna tell you. You know what you would probably enjoy literally because I went to go see Aladdin on Broadway.
Oh yeah.
Did you like Aladdin the movie and the songs that went with that? Like you ain't never had a friend like me.
No, I think Arabian Nights was as far as I went. But I don't really, you know what? But until you mentioned You Ain't Never Had a Friend, I don't even remember that song. The only song I remember is Arabian Nights.
That one's good. Yeah. They had some really good, I don't know. I was in that musical because for anybody who doesn't know, I went to Broadway and I went to New York and I saw it on Broadway. It was amazing. And it went so fast and I didn't even pay attention to the music. Like it was so great maybe that you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, maybe, but it's also like something I've already seen before. So like with this being just a musical and not anything that I've ever seen, I'm just going off of the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I do like is how it is the other side of the Wizard of Oz, because you're watching like you see Dorothy. Story. Yeah, you see Dorothy, easing on down the road or whatever, going down the yellow brick road. You see them lay the yellow brick road. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that. How the yellow brick road got laid.
Became the yellow brick road, right?
Yeah, you see them actually making it. It is. it is good for a musical.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, I do like how it is, because the Wizard of Oz makes Elphaba look like a horrible person.
Right.
And it makes
Yeah, the Green
Glinda look,
Witch. Yeah.
yeah, and makes Glinda look amazing. And then it's the story of Elphaba and who her dad could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's also the whole thing about what is her name? Michelle Yeoh, her character, Miss.
Oh yeah, the dean of the school or whatever.
Miss Marble or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And with her, she has superpowers. The wizard doesn't have any superpowers, but an Elphaba has superpowers. But Ariana doesn't have superpowers.
Right.
Yeah, so that just mixed me up, because it was like, so why do you need Elphaba if you can just do this stuff yourself?
But maybe they have different superpowers.
Well, maybe
What like the boys.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different superpower.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I mean, just reading out of a book, I guess that's a superpower that has be different than doing something with the weather, because Madame Marble actually makes a tornado, which brings Dorothy in and drops it on Elphaba's sister. And then that's when Dorothy takes the shoes. But actually, Glinda gave her the shoes. So now Elphaba's pissed off. She's like, Glinda, how you do this to me? And the push and pull of Glinda and Elphaba makes me sick.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
She is such a narcissist.
Glinda. Glinda.
Yeah. Glinda is a narcissist.
Yeah.
Oh, horrible. She's just like, I want to be seen, I want to be liked, and I want to feel like I have superpowers. So let me push this button on this thing, and now I have a bubble that I can write around it, and I love it. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. It makes me look like I have superpowers.
Yeah, it makes me look like I have powers. But then also it's like, but this chick was your friend, and now you treat her like crap, and you're making everybody think that she's a horrible person. But then you're like, but no, you're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna poop in my hand and tell me it's sprinkles. Like what? Like so like parts of the story made me upset. But the visuals and everything, all good. I did not go back and watch the first one before I watched the second one.
Okay.
So I was kind of like trying to get my bearings throughout it, and kind of forgot like how it ended. I remember Elphaba flying off. But then also I love Cynthia Erivo. So therefore that's why I'm paying attention to that. But I didn't really think about like what actually happened in Wicked, the first one, to know, like to pay attention to where it left off at. Like what was the last thing that happened before? And it's not really a like to be continued. They don't go into telling you everything that happened before it starts.
They don't give you a recap or anything since it's
but I feel like that would have been better since it was a good amount of time in between.
It was like almost a year.
Like a year and a half or something like that. Yeah. But no, it is good. I do think that the storyline part of it, like I said, it's just for me seeing it. The storyline part of it, from it going from seeing it from the Wizard of Oz to seeing it from the Wicked side, like all Elphaba wanted to do was be like left alone. True. And wanted to get her sister's shoes back. Like, why would you give this girl my sister's shoes after you made, like, y'all got together and made a house fall on my sister? She's the governor. You made a house fall on her, and then you took her shoes off and gave it to somebody else.
Like that's just give me the shoes.
Yeah, just give me the shoes. And that's literally what she says in there. She was like, "You monkeys fly and bring me back my sister's shoes." I understand that. Somebody murdered your sister and they took something from her. And you want to get it back, and you'll do anything to get it back. You want me to be wicked? Oh, I will be the wickedest witch. What? I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, what?
Well, and a lot of people are like, even when they saw The Wizard of Oz or the play Wicked, they're like, Elphaba is just misunderstood. Like it is not like she is not the villain in this. When you think about it, it's all the circumstances that made her the villain, but she was not the villain, you know.
It's
So
her
it's
origin story.
It's a different take on The Wizard of Oz, where you just think Glinda is the best thing ever. And then Wicked is like, but is she really wicked? Like it's called Wicked because who's wicked? Who is wicked? You know what I mean? Like, is it really
the Wicked Witch of the West ain't wicked?
Right. We're giving you a different spin to it and showing you the trials and tribulations and pain that she had to go through, why she was told, and then you wonder why she's wicked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You killed my sister and then took her shoes?
Yep.
And gave it to this little girl with her dog? Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But then how they tried to change it all, turn it all around. I'm sorry, I'm very emotional about this.
I know for a musical.
Because I don't like musicals, but this movie made me feel some type of way.
Okay, gotcha.
It was like, and then the lion was like, yeah, I was just a cub, and then she just took me, and I could have been somebody if she would have just let me fend for myself. You were in a cage, and she let you free. Gee, baby, you. She just took you out the cage and was like, oh, you're so cute, pretty. Oh, you're free. It's not my fault that you're scared of everything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then the Tin Man, you sat there and watched everything that happened. You watched the governor start saying stuff about the book. And then she says, it's not me, it's my sister. And you believe this? You believe somebody else's mouth instead of your own eyes. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a very good musical put together. I love the story.
So maybe he didn't have the heart to know what was real and what wasn't.
Yeah,
I
didn't understand how it came to where he didn't have a heart. Why is it that they wanted to make him not have a heart? Do you know?
Well, because you're 10. You're made out of 10. You don't.
I'm saying, but like each spell. So when they did the spell for Fiaro or whatever, spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. Well, I mean, you've seen the play.
Yeah, I've seen the play, but they didn't go into any of that in the play. The play is solely about Elphaba and Glinda.
Oh, so it doesn't talk about how the Tin Man and the okay.
Nope.
So this is a spoiler alert, but Elphaba is reading out of the book, whatever that name of that book is, but she's reading out of the book, and she is basically trying to save Fiaro. I think that's his name. Figaro.
Figaro. Oh, sorry.
She's trying to save the Bridgerton boy.
Okay.
Anthony. But yeah, she's trying to save him. And as she's saying all these things, she's like, I don't want him to hurt. Like if they beat him, that he won't feel it. So like that. So then therefore, boom, he's not going to feel anything because he's a scarecrow. He don't have a brain. Nothing connects. So he can't feel anything. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you tie in the Tin Man not having a heart and being like that? Is because he's heartless towards Elphaba? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not sure.
Because I swore that he was in love with Glinda. So did the sister take away the love for Glinda, which also made him, which has like, if you do a spell, it's different twists and turns to it. It has to be precise. You have to say exactly the right words.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, then it can mess something up. So I wonder if she just was jacking stuff up. And then, I don't know, but I thought it was good. The movie's good.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Check it out.
The music, though, is the part that I don't like.
Okay.
The words in the songs are great, but why don't you just say these things? You don't have to sing them.
Because it's a musical, so they have to. It's been a musical since the original Wizard of Oz, so.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know. It's something about those that just kind of bother me, but.
I understand.
I can push through it. I can push through it. I can do anything. If it's a mind over matter. And as long as my ears don't hear it, so my mind doesn't matter about the song.
You can read it and it doesn't matter.
I just read it and I'm good. Yeah.
But if it was true mind over matter, you would play it and then just deal with it. If it was true.
I did one. I did a half of one song.
I know.
And that was a song with her reading the spell for Fiaro.
Okay.
And then it was also because I heard part of it that was from a TikTok song. Now I can't even remember the song.
But you could deal with it from that. So okay.
Once I heard that part, I was like, oh, that's from the TikTok song. And then, but like the part that you hear from the TikTok clip sounds different than the rest of the song because they're just mushing words together. Okay. So therefore, it's like she's saying this way, and then it goes into a whole different crescendo of something else, and then goes back to this thing, and then it goes back to this whole different crescendo. I'm like, this is too much. My brain can't keep up with this, and I'm ADD. So if my brain can't keep up with this, then this is not a thing for me. So
yeah, I'll have to check it out for sure.
Yeah, watch it. So I did watch it on Peacock. It just came out, I think, like 2 weeks ago on Peacock.
Do they still have the first half out there?
That I don't know. Let me check very quick and see. But I mean, I'm sure they would.
I'm sure they have it somewhere. That's fine. I was just checking because I started watching the first half on a flight and didn't finish it.
You have to get that on Amazon. And I don't know if you just have to rent it on Amazon or if it's part of a package.
Okay.
But the second one, from what IMDb is saying, allegedly, this is IMDb, this is not Deandra. The second one, you can rent it for $6 on Amazon, or you can watch it on Peacock.
On your Peacock prescription.
Yeah.
Okay. Subscription. I said prescription, I think. Anyway. All right. Cool.
Like specific and Pacific.
I know, right? Yeah. I think because I couldn't get out Peacock subscription. So I just said Peacock prescription because that's what flowed the easiest. But okay. Awesome sauce. All right. So cool. I have a show called The Capture. The Capture. I don't think many people have seen or heard of this.
Is this a BritBox?
It is a show that can be seen on BritBox, but it's not on there. It's on Prime, and then it went to Peacock. So first season Prime, second season Peacock, third season, I don't even know because it just came out.
It's a BBC show.
Yeah. So, but the interesting thing is it has so many people who speak like American English in it. So I wasn't even paying attention that it was a BBC show for one part. So anyway, so it's a good mixed cast. It has, for example, Ron Perlman in there. So you would think, oh, Ron Perlman in a BBC show? That's interesting.
I had to think of who Ron Perlman was. That's Hellboy.
That's Jack's father from Sons of Anarchy too. And Hellraiser, right?
Hellboy.
Oh, sorry, Hellboy. Yeah,
with the horns, right? That's what.
With the horns that he doesn't have the horns because they're
Hellboy. Yeah, Hellraiser is all the spikes in the head.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, a lot of British people in here. What I like is that they have so many. I don't know. They just have a lot of cool people in here. So you have. I say there's a lot of British people, but the American actors that I know are cool people. And there's people who are British that I've seen in other things. I just didn't know their names. So I'll say some names, but you won't know who these people are. But I'll let you know the faces that I'd seen before. So anyway, you have Holiday Granger, and she is the main detective on the show, Rachel. You have Cullum Turner. He is corporate, like a military guy, and his name is Sean Lance. And then you have Laura Haddock as Hannah. You have Ben Miles, I've seen before. I'm going to show you a picture of him because you'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that guy before. Well, maybe. Have you seen him?
No, I don't think I've ever seen
him in things before. Oh, maybe because I'm watching British shows. Because he was in Hijack with Idris.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Oh, okay, got it. So yeah, there's certain things.
I guess. He was in V for Vendetta.
Yes, he's been in different things. That's why I was like, I feel like you would have seen him in some things.
Oh, and then he was in The Girlfriend. Okay.
Oh, okay. You have this guy, Paul Ritter, playing Marcus Levy. I feel like I've seen him in different British shows. Okay. I don't know if anybody else has, but I feel like I see him in quite a few things. And he I don't know exactly what he was in before because it's not telling me. You have Famke Jensen, which I feel like we've seen her in things before. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I'm like,
she's always in stuff.
Yep, she's always in stuff. So anyway, so these are all the different kinds of actors. Rob Yang, I feel like I've seen him in a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Yep, the Asian kind of sometimes antagonist, but he was in Rabbit Hole and The Beauty because he was the doctor in The Beauty, if you watch The Beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So anyway, a lot of different characters, American.
Well, I've seen Indira.
Oh, Indira, yes.
Yeah.
And she was from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So, yep. So anyway, yeah, a lot of good people. So long story short, the way that the show, and sorry for those of you who are listening versus seeing this on YouTube, because I'm showing pictures of people I know are like, yeah, we don't know who those people are.
They're hearing the names. It's fine.
They're hearing the names. Yes. And so long story short, the show starts off with this guy, and he is Sean. He is coming out of the military. You see like something going on with a court case. And you see that this person, it goes through a lot of different things, but this is one of the situations at the very beginning, is that Sean is on trial because of the fact that they are saying that when he was at war, he actually killed somebody who was trying to surrender. And so basically they have this camera that is panning to him, and he's like, somebody shot. And then the camera pans, and then he's like, drop your weapon. And it's just like, wait, did you just yell drop your weapon because this person is turned with the camera? Yeah. Because you've already shot the person at this point. Yeah. And then the person comes over and he's like, stay back, stay back. And then you see that the person is dead. So you're just like, huh. So they have all this video evidence, and you have a woman who is trying to, Hannah, who is representing him. And they have like, because it's somewhere else because they have constables and, all of that.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, it sounds like the U.S., the United States
military and stuff.
No, I was thinking just the police department. It's like shooting. It's like, throw away your weapon. Put down your weapon.
Right. Yep. So, but you have the DSIs and the constables and all these different things. So this guy, he is on trial, and they're basically like, the video evidence is showing that you literally shot this person. So Hannah, being this amazing detective that she is, she's like pulling in this video recording guy, and she's like, what is the issue with the recording devices sometimes? And he said, well, sometimes when you look at these recording devices, there's a lag. So there's a lag from when something actually happened to what was actually being shown. So then they changed it to like a 5-second difference of the lag. And then they show, you hear him, like everything that you're hearing with a 5-second ahead of time versus the video. It makes sense, because then it's like, shoot, and then, or whatever. And it's like, put down your weapon, shooting. And then by the time the guy's turning, he's like, stay back or whatever. And it fits, it all fits. And it makes it look like, wait a minute, what we thought it was 5 seconds difference is very different than how it looks right now. So he gets
5 seconds is a lot.
It's a lot, right? And so he gets off because they're like, we can't prove whether there was a lag or not. And so he's just constantly defending his innocence anyway and just saying, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. So he gets out, but then he still feels bad because it doesn't prove I'm innocent. It just proved that there was a lag in the video, but people are still looking at me like, I did this, So they have these all get-togethers and different things. And so they're all at a pub, and everybody's talking about how great Sean is, and they believed in him, and they didn't think he actually had done it, like all his friends and everything like that. And then his attorneys are there. So him and the female attorney that was representing him, which is so funny to me that they still wear those white wigs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. So anyway, but she was like sitting there talking, and they were kind of close talking, and you're like, okay, did they strike up some kind of, attraction while, going on? Yes. And so she's like, well, do you want to like challenge this since you feel like you aren't proven innocent? Do you want to keep going and like make it so that now we prove you're innocent as opposed to just get you off the case. And he's like, I'll think about it. And so he ends up going to the bathroom, comes out, she's gone. So he's like, okay. So he asked the other attorney, the male attorney, hey, have you seen Hannah? And he was like, oh no, she left. I guess I thought she was with you. And so he gets outside and he's looking for her. He can't find her. He gets in his car because I think he was like going to ask her out or something. And now she's gone. Right? And, as your attorney, how frequently are you going to see her now that you've gotten off? So he gets in his car. He drives up. He finds her. So he pulls over to the side. He gets out the car and he's like, Hannah. And she's turning around like, oh my gosh, you followed me all the way out here? And she's like, yeah, and I'm telling all this because this is the capture part right here. Capture. So what happens is that he ends up saying, hey, I was wondering if you represent me, would it have to be you? Because if you represent me, then I can't ask you out. So then he's standing there and they're talking and he's saying something and she kisses him. And then, they make a little makeout session and they're on the street. And then a bus comes up and she was like, I really got to hop on this bus. And he was like, no, I can give you a ride. It's no problem. She was like, no, it's fine. I'll just hop on the bus. But we'll talk soon. So she
hops you know where I live, bro.
I know, right? I don't even know if you really did murder that person.
Yeah, right.
So she hops on the bus and then she goes. Well, with CCTV in Britain, they constantly have people monitoring the television. So what ends up happening is that this person is like monitoring the reaction of these two people. And she's sitting there looking like, oh, that's so cute. Look at them kissing and making out. Like she's just watching them, like adorable. And so then you see the woman walk away. Then you see the bus pull up and she starts walking towards it. And as the bus passes, you see him grab her arm and he pulls her. And then he's dragging her as she's kicking and screaming.
The lawyer?
Yeah, the car.
Oh.
And then you just see them go off camera. And the woman's eyes, you don't know what's happening. You just see her eyes like, what is going on? So then you hear her call and she's like, hey, there's assault in progress, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing you know, Sean's home, he's sleeping. And then bam, bam, bam. Cops and constables at his door. They're coming in, they're arresting him and basically like, dude, you just got off and now we got to pull you back into custody.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with you? Why did you do this? He's sitting there like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what y'all are talking about. And then they bring him to the police. They don't tell him anything. They ask him to open up the boot of his car because that's what they call it. And they think she's in there because they saw him drag her off the street. And then they open it. No, she's not in there. So then they're like, what's going on? Like, where is she, Sean? Where is he? And he's like, who are you talking about? And they're like, Hannah. He was like, she got on the bus. I don't know where she is. She did not get on the bus. You dragged her to the car. We have video proof. So they take him in. He's sitting there with the lawyer. They're watching this video of him dragging her. And he's like, I didn't do that. That's a lie. This is not real. That's a fake video. And he's just going ballistic. Like, that wasn't me. I didn't do it. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This is not me. And they like basically are like, look, whatever. Everybody would say that, if they assaulted somebody. And then that's where this whole rabbit hole opens up.
See, that makes me think that AI could actually put somebody in jail for life.
Well, this is like here's the thing. This is from like 2020. I guess they recorded this. So the first season is 2021.
Okay.
And it goes into a lot of those things and then like the more recent series, they do talk AI more. They definitely like the second season, they talk more AI. The first season, they really didn't.
Yeah.
But there's one part in there where the main character, the main cop, she's like the one who went and told him to open his boot and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. She's a detective or whatever. But anyway, she basically is like, hey, y'all, I see that they're taking Sean into this group of men are taking Sean into something 48th Street, blah, blah, blah. Like it's 48, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, ma'am, we're sitting here at 48. We don't see that happening. She's like, he's standing on the step. He's literally, I'm watching the video. He's standing on the step right now at 48, whatever. And they're like, ma'am, we're literally sitting outside of that, but we do not have a visual of anything that you're describing.
Alternate universe.
It's crazy.
That's what makes me think. It's the alternate universe.
Crazy. And she's just like, how can y'all not have video evidence of this? We're literally watching it. Like a whole room of people are with me right now watching it. And you're saying that you're physically there and you don't see it. He's like, we don't see it. And then it's so many things like that happen. And then you start putting these pieces together of what actually is going on. And why is it that some things look like they're so real and actually happen? Did they actually happen that way? Did they not? Because then you start seeing Sean have flashbacks of the woman on the ground, like with her hand up. And you're like, so did he do it?
Did it happen? Yeah.
And then they're like, well, is he post-traumatic stress disorder? And he doesn't even remember that he did these things because we got him on video. And then at some point, the cop lady, she's like, I don't know. He was so adamant about him not doing, like, this was not the reaction I was expecting to see from somebody like that. So did he not do it? And if he did not do it, who would create a fake video of him doing it? And then it's like, it's so good. It's so good because the way that break it all down and how Ron Perlman's character comes into play and people start now snatching him off the street. And like I said, the other people are taking him and they were taking him to 48th, right?
Yeah.
That group. Then you have this other group where he's running from the police because he's like, I can't trust anybody. I don't know.
Yeah. You can't trust anyone.
Trust my brain. I can't trust people. I don't know if I can trust my friend, like anything. And so then he's like, let me go ahead and, just try to escape. Well, this car hits him and they put him in the boot of not in the boot, but like in the back of a van. And they're like, we're the good guys. We're going to explain some stuff to you. And he's like, how do I even know I can trust you? And then the good guys, when you hear what they have to say, you're like, I don't even know if y'all good guys. Like,
now this is making me think of what's the Will Smith movie? Enemy of the State.
Oh, Enemy of the State. Yes. Where they can make anything. Yeah,
because he's like, I don't know who I could trust.
Exactly. Yep. With Gene Hackman. Yeah. So But I really enjoyed it. And so now I'm starting to watch the second season. I'm only 2 episodes into that. And it's British, so it's only 6 episodes. So it doesn't take your whole life to watch, the first season. But it is so good. And it's different layers to it too, because the main lady, the main cop, she's having an affair. And then it's like, did I really get my promotion because I deserve my promotion, or did I get the promotion because of the affair? And you just like, did you want me to be in a certain place at a certain time so that way you could get away with whatever you're trying? Like, what is happening here with this relationship kind of situation? But then you have, it's so many layers to the first season. And the guy, Sean, who was in the military, he has a daughter. And so his girlfriend was like, I'm hanging with you while you're off to the military, but you came back and you were different. So now I don't know if I can deal with this guy. And by the way, now you have this whole military thing. And I don't even know if I can believe that you didn't shoot this guy really. And do I want you around our daughter? So there's a whole dynamic of that. And the little biracial girl is so cute. And so anyway, and it's like, she's like, hey, daddy. And the mom's like, get away from him, and it's just like, oh, I want to see my daddy. So then the mom lets him see the daddy. Then the mom's like, okay, you pick her up tomorrow. But now somebody else snatched him off the street so he can't pick her up the next day.
Yeah,
so it's like,
now it makes him look like a deadbeat dad.
It's so many moving parts that you're just like, wow. And then the second season is more about a high-ranking official and what happens with him with a China British twist. So it's like the powers that be of China wanting to infiltrate into certain things with Britain. And he's adamant, nope, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna do it. We ain't gonna have you do. He's been on every TV station saying we aren't going to let China take care of blah, blah, blah for us. And then lo and behold, what happens when they had to snatch him off the street because they felt like it was for his protection. He's looking at TV and they're like, oh, we're going to have a conversation with the prime minister or whatever. I forgot what his title was. And he's like, oh, shoot, y'all snatching me off the street. I totally forgot about my interview. So I need a TV, a phone, whatever. They're like, sir, we are not giving you a phone. You do not get a phone when we're trying to hide you from people because they can tell from the IP address or from whatever. And he's like, this is ridiculous. And all of a sudden she was like, oh, here he is now. And he turns around and he sees himself on TV having a full-fledged interview. That's season 2. And he's just like, I am here. How are they saying I'm there, saying the exact opposite of what I
said I was going to say
right now? So who are the powers that be that are controlling that video and that interview?
And you sure it's not the United States? I digress.
Well, the interesting thing that they said is that the whole piece of all these things did not originate with Britain or the United States. You know, it's not their technology. However, it was almost like they basically are saying that when things like this happen and there's a capture or a blip or a thing that looks like it is real, but it's not. Like at one point, it looks like a ghost is moving through a hallway because every time the person walked through a hallway, a light would come on, a light would come on, a light would come on. So you see the lights coming on. You see a revolving door spin, but nobody's there. So you're just like, what is going on? And they're like, it's not our technology, but we had to use it because if we don't, we fall behind on the global race. Of what
I will watch this British one.
Yeah, the Capture. The Capture, it's on Prime. So start with season 1 on Prime. Let me know what y'all think. And then you move to season 2. It's on Peacock. And season 3, it might be on BritBox because of the fact that and we may not even be able to see it in the United States.
Sure, yeah. It's probably on Channel 4.
Yeah.
Americans can't get Channel 4.
Yeah.
You can get everything else. Can't get Channel 4.
But on that note, I think we're done. We're
done
for this week. I can't believe that. I mean, we had some doozies this week. A little bit of a mix. It's going to be interesting coming up with a title for this one. So because we were all over the place, but it was good. So on that note, everybody, thank you so much for watching Sestra-Tainment. To Sestra-Tainment. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy.
And bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. As our mom would say. So on that note, everybody, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.